We've got all the major spoilers ahead for the Season 3 premiere of HBO's Westworld.
Nearly 2 years after Westworld Season 2 swooped in to baffle pretty much everyone who watched it, the HBO series is finally back with Sunday night's Season 3 premiere. And just in time, too, since a lot of us are gonna have plenty of time to formulate fan theories over the next couple months while the coronavirus continues to do its thing.
At first glance, it kind of feels like Westworld creators Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy are playing it more straight than in the first 2 seasons. But after watching the premiere a couple of times, we can assure you that Season 3 is once again full of weird mysteries.
That said, let's jump right into the questions we have after the first episode.
Also read, Westworld creators give us insight into Insight and Dolores' plans for real-world domination.
1. What in the world is going on with Bernard? Bernard, having apparently been rebuilt by Dolores, is in hiding after being the scapegoat for the massacre at Westworld and the other Delos destination theme parks. He's having diagnostic conversations with himself and has a little red button that triggers some kind of personality shift. And after some folks tried to capture him for the bounty on his head, he's now headed back to Westworld.
So what's up with literally all of that? What's with that button? Why would he want to return to Westworld?
2. Which host is in Charlotte Hale's body? Dolores may have returned to the real world in the robot version of Charlotte's body, but now she's back in her own body while Charlotte is now running Delos. Presumably, whoever it is one of the 5 control unit pearls that Dolores took with her when she left Westworld at the end of Season 2. But we only know who one of those pearls was, Bernard. The identities of the hosts inside the other 4 pearls are a mystery.
3. Where are the other pearls? Dolores has another pal on hand this week, with a new host copy of Martin Connells, a higher-up at Insight who Dolores killed near the end of the episode. But we don't know who is in that Connells body, and there are still 2 pearls unaccounted for.
4. What were those cryptic white screens about? A few times during the premiere we see white screens with a weird 2D representation of the world on them, coordinates for some location, and some kind of alert. For example,
anomaly detected, Los Angeles, USA. Minor irregularities. Analysis required. Focal point, 34.0522 degrees north, minus 118.2437 degrees west.
Our guess is that these are essentially the thoughts of the giant supercomputer we saw at Insight headquarters, Rehoboam. But what do these messages mean?
Also read, Westworld, Aaron Paul on Caleb's instant bond with Dolores and the mystery of Francis.
5. Whose empty chair was that during the Delos board meeting? We had a scene early in the episode in which the host version of Charlotte is leading a meeting of the Delos board of directors, and she's looking to get started building more hosts, but needs approval for such a move. And she gets the leverage she needs from an AI that was left to vote in the stead of an unknown board member who is not present. The only clue we're given is that it's a man.
All the previous folks who held leadership positions within Delos are dead now, save for one, William. That's the best guess for now. So, where is William?
Whether or not he's the missing board member, we know William is out there somewhere because he was still alive at the end of Season 2. But we didn't see him in the premiere at all. He was gravely wounded the last time we saw him, and he's not exactly a spry guy at the peak of his physical prowess, so he may very well still be in recovery. Or he may be off doing some new weird things.
Also read, Westworld, which host is in Charlotte Hale's body?
6. Does Season 3 have multiple timelines going? So far it feels like, for the first time, Westworld is just telling the story in order. But we should all know better by now that things are never what they seem on this show. We don't have any particular thing to point to as evidence that they're doing multiple timelines again, but we're definitely going to be suspicious about it until the show confirms that it isn't.
7. Who was the unnamed Insight partner who locked Liam Dempsey out of the Rehoboam supercomputer? This other big company, Insight, is officially run by Liam Dempsey Jr., who is the son of the co-founder, Liam Dempsey Sr. But during the premiere he reveals that he's just a figurehead, and it's the other co-founder who has the real power. And late in the episode, that unnamed person makes a power move against Liam, locking him out of everything, essentially, including what little access he had to the Rehoboam supercomputer. So who is this person, and is it somebody we already know?
8. What is Maeve doing in Warworld? It turns out Westworld is still doing post-credits scenes, as we got one in the premiere. And in this one, we see that Maeve is now hanging out in a previously unseen park, Warworld, which is a recreation of a Nazi occupation in Europe during World War II. But how did she get there? And is that really Maeve, or is it just her body with a new pearl inside it? And why would they want to repurpose the host that could hack other hosts over Wi-Fi?
Also read, Westworld, what in the world is going on with Bernard?
9. What's gone on in Westworld and the other parks since Season 2? Aside from that post-credits tease, we didn't get any new info on the status of the other parks, aside from the bit about how they have not been building new hosts since the massacre.
10. What is UREW? According to one of those white screens we mentioned up top, London is no longer in the United Kingdom, but rather in a country called UREW. We can't even begin to guess what that acronym stands for, but obviously it means there's been some kind of major shift in the European geopolitical landscape before 2058.
11. Is everything on this show inside a computer simulation? We actually kinda thought this would come up last season with the introduction of the Matrix-esque cradle simulation inside Westworld. And now, we have a character straight up just theorizing that yes, this is all a simulation. We don't have any evidence for this one, but that brief conversation feels like Chekhov's simulation. As in, there has to be something to this because why else drop such an idea on us?